channel. So today I'm going to talk about how much new therapists make right when they graduate from school. So for background, right now I'm in my last semester in my grad program studying counseling psychology, and me and my classmates are trying to begin our process of finding our first job. So I thought it'd be great if I made this video for all of you who are thinking about this transition and wondering how much do therapists actually make and how much do they make right when they start their career. So let's begin. Basically, there are two paths that most people take when they graduate school, are working in community mental health or going into private practice. And I'm gonna start with private practice. So once you graduate, you basically are an associate marriage and family therapist or associate LPCC. And what that means is you don't have your license yet and you work under somebody else who has a license. So what that means is you can work at a clinic that has multiple licensed therapists and multiple associates, or you can work directly with like one licensed therapist who just like has you as their little minion, mentor person, which is like a little bit more not as structured because they probably don't have like another LLC or like business just for associates. It's just that they are licensed and they're allowing an associate to work under them. Since that's kind of like not as typical of a path, most people go towards working at a clinic. And at these clinics, basically, you can expect them to take around $500 to $1,000 per month of your pay on top of around 15% of your pay. So if we were to do the math, associates in San Francisco make probably like between 130 to like 180. So I'm kind of just gonna say 150. Let's say you're charging clients $150 per session and you're seeing 15 clients and you see them every week. Then you would make $9,000 per month. Let's say your clinic takes away $750 per month. Now you're at $8,250. And then they, on top of that, take away 15% of that. You're left with around $7,000 per month, which equates to $84,000 per year. Now, that is assuming a lot of things. So let me break it down a little bit more, and you're actually not gonna make that much. So one thing is to remember is that since you're going into private practice, most of the time you're gonna have to market yourself. So the world doesn't know that you're an associate now, and so it's gonna take some time to get your full client load, and typically that takes around 6 months maybe. I heard during COVID it was as fast as like 2 months. But usually 6 months-ish, I heard, is how long it usually takes to get all the clients that you want. And then also, but that depends on who you're targeting, how your marketing is going. But anyways, roughly around 6 months, let's say. So it takes time to build up to the number of clients that you want to see. And also on top of that, clients cancel frequently, so you can't expect that all of your clients are gonna show up every week. And there's also taxes in California, they are high. So I just estimated that to be around 30%, which is rounding up for sure, but you know, let's just say we're gonna take out 30% of that 74,000 and you're left with $58,000 per year. So that would be your salary. If things go somewhat smoothly, on average, you're gonna make $52,000 per year if you're an associate going into private practice in the Bay Area. Okay, there are so many generalizations that I made when I put this number out. So I wanna again emphasize that it really depends on so many factors how your first year of private practice is gonna go. So that's the private practice route. The other route is community mental health. And in these places, you're typically working with lower income families, kids, individuals, and you're typically hired by the county or the state. And the great news is that it's salaried, so you're not so dependent on making sure you have the great marketing and getting your clients, because all your clients are gonna come from your clinic. So you don't have to worry about that, which is great because it means you're probably gonna get your hours quickly, and so you can get licensed and get that pay bump. But the sucky part of CMH is that it's really high burnout rates. I have been told, almost anybody that I've talked to is that generally community mental health has a lot of burnout. And it really, again, depends on where you go. Some places you get a sweet deal, you get to see clients that you really like, you have salary, you have a you have a steady pay, and it works out great. But I have heard many places aren't quite like that. If you want to make a bigger impact and work with lower income communities, this is more possibly of the route that you might want to take. So from what I've seen, people who work in community mental health make around 30 to 60K per year. And that is a huge range. Yeah, it's again, the fact that it really depends on where you're hired and how much of that pay you're gonna get. So those are the two main paths. I hope this was somewhat helpful to get you a rough idea of how much you would make. This is your very first year when you're a therapist, and so especially if you go into private practice, you're gonna make more. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. These are all the things that I'm telling myself right now because I used to work in tech, and this is definitely a big pay cut. But I also know when I worked in tech, my first job was also not that high. And so, that first job that you're gonna get, just like not gonna be that great of a salary. And I'm just accepting that and just going forth with this career. All right, I hope that was helpful. I'll see you later. Bye.